Someday, I'm gonna make great machines that fly. And me and my friends are gonna go flying together into the forever and beautiful sky. Lila and Teefs and Flora and me. Rocket.
Rocket. It really is good to have friends.
Yeah.
What's happening, life gainers? Lamont, Tyson, your boy, back in the building to give you my Guardians of the Galaxy 3 review. Whoa, boy. It is definitely a good movie. Take your children to see it. Now, mind you, they stepped the game up in the cussing. Okay, they're gonna have like 3-4 cuss words you might have to put over your little crumb snatcher's ear. But this is definitely gonna be in some people's top 10 Marvel movies, and we're gonna break it down. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, download the podcast. The day comes when I blow up, I'll probably be doing more podcasts than YouTube. And you never know when YouTube might try to cut your ass from their YouTube screen. And be sure to go and click the link, Lesbophilia. It's a film I'm producing. I'll go and be filming in LA in June, the first week. So if I got people out there, come check me out. But if you can't check me out, please make a donation so we can get that film done. And let's get into it. For those of you that have been following my channel for a long time, you know that my heart is more into comics than it is into anything else. It's just that on YouTube, my channel took off for more of my African-American based TV shows. There's so much competition in the comic book space, it's kind of difficult to grow. And so when you're trying to treat your YouTube channel like you do your stocks, you diversify your content. I still keep doing comics because I love it and I want my content diversified. And also for those of you that want me to show my face when I'm doing these comic reviews, the reason why I'm not showing my face tonight, I just got out of the Thursday night movie at 6:30 and I'm in Denver, Colorado this week. And ladies and gentlemen, that bitch was packed. I mean, this movie, I'm betting anybody, this movie first opening weekend, $100 million easy. And the other reason why you don't see my face is because I'm completely naked recording this as I just got back from the theater. Some of y'all might like that, some of y'all might not, but YouTube for sure wouldn't like it, so that's why I'm here. Guardians 3, written and directed by James Gunn, the man we're hoping that is about to save DC. And of course, you know it's produced by Kevin Feige of Marvel, Marvel's gem, Kevin Feige. And it's got all the names you guys remember from the original Guardians. Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Vin Diesel, who is the voice of Groot, Bradley Cooper, who is the voice of Rocket Raccoon. And then you're going to get a special appearance from Sylvester Stallone all up in this piece too, and Mantis. So what happens, ladies and gentlemen, before I give you the good and the bad for me, let me give you what was going on. So the Guardians have established their headquarters on a rebuilt nowhere. The night after settling in, ladies and gentlemen, they get attacked by damn young-ass Adam Warlock. I mean, this fucker is super powered, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's got beams out of his arms. He's strong as hell. He has a battle. Oh, by the way, this is a spoiler. So if you haven't seen it, don't listen. This is a spoiler. He has a battle with pretty much all the Guardians. He takes almost all their asses out. He pulls apart Groot. So all you see is his little damn head. Groot's head winds up having to grow into like this little spider looking thing for his legs. So he beats the hell out of Groot. And then Drax come out there and the fight starts to get to a stalemate until Adam Warlock whoops that ass. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what leads us into the crux of this story. This story is really and truly about Rocket Raccoon. And if you're wondering how the hell can that be entertaining, it's going to be entertaining in the sense of it's going to pull on your heartstrings when you understand what's going on. So basically he gets injured in this fight and there's some kind of imploding device on his heart. And in order to save this brother, Quill, who's grieving over the loss of his Gamora from the one we remember pre-Thanos, and the rest of the team have got to go and get this code to unlock this issue and save him. but they can't do it by themselves because they are going to have to go to a place called Counter Earth, ladies and gentlemen. And so they got to get the help from the Ravengers and the reluctant Gamora that we seen in the Infinity War movie. They're able to infiltrate a place and retrieve Rocket's files, ladies and gentlemen. But however, one of the High Evolutionary scientists was able to get away with it. So now, folks, the team's got to go to Counter Earth. And along this path, folks, Gamora and Quill are making niceties with each other. And Gamora's not having none of it. I mean, she is the old Thanos daughter, Gamora, that's evil, mean, and nasty. She has no recollection of this relationship she had with Quill. But as much as Quill was a mess because he's still reeling from losing her, he showed that deep down on the inside, he really and truly loved his boy Rocket. And this movie explains why Rocket is so hard grizzled. Talk about an extreme case of PSD. The reason this Rocket Raccoon had PSD so badly, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the shit the High Evolutionary did to him. And so we get a quick glimpse of the High Evolutionary. And basically, he has a lot of tech, which is what gives him power. And he goes and he's creating these different worlds, and he's trying to make people in the perfect image. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing ever in life, even in the universe, is perfect. And to a lot of people, the High Evolutionary is God. And he gets into an early battle with Adam Warlock, who was sent to retrieve Rocket Raccoon because the High Evolutionary wants the brain of Rocket Raccoon because Rocket Raccoon was able to fix a code that no one else has ever been able to fix for all the people the High Evolutionary is messing around with, doing these DNA tests and all that shit, okay? And Adam Warlock failed to get him, and so he uses his powers to kind of show Adam Warlock, I'm more powerful than you. Okay, and then as we get on through the story, ladies and gentlemen, you get just heartfelt emotions from, they have a bunch of animals that the High Evolutionary has captured and is just doing experiments with. And these are flashbacks to Rocket Raccoon when he spent time with the High Evolutionary. And we get the backstory on how Rocket Raccoon got the name Rocket. We get backstory on those animals. We get the backstory of how Rocket Raccoon escaped. Everybody else didn't. And then there's an opportunity where Rocket could die and go be with those animals. The animals said, hell no, you don't get to come with us. You got more living and saving of people you got to do. And so it all culminates in a big battle against the High Evolutionary, who, for the one power he had, which was kind of manipulating gravity, that was pretty much it. I mean, his whole thing was he wanted to get Rocket Raccoon back because he wanted the knowledge in Rocket Raccoon's brain. But him trying to get that caused him to destroy all the other creatures that he had created. He destroyed the Counter Earth he had created. He was just mad over this piece of information from Rocket, which ultimately is what led to his defeat, ladies and gentlemen, because it wasn't that he didn't have enough power to beat them. He just was so emotionally entrapped in trying to capture Rocket that his guard was let down, and when his guard was let down, he got that ass beat. Now, you're going to find some great surprises as to how Rocket escaped, because you might be thinking, how the hell can Rocket escape somebody who has those kind of powers? Wait until you see how he does. And then at the very end, ladies and gentlemen, they finally are able to get Adam Warlock to join the team because his mother is killed by the High Evolutionary, and he realizes through the kindness of Groot that he nearly killed, that, you know what, I don't have a mama, this High Evolutionary is evil, maybe I need to work with these guys. And so, ladies and gentlemen, at the very end, Adam Warlock teams up with the new Guardians, and boom, we've got a new team coming together. And that's kind of a general synopsis of what happened. And I don't want to give away too much. I do want there to be some mystery when you go see it. But let's talk about what I liked. I liked all the emotional heartstringing they did, from the animals to the music. The score was immaculate. The acting is immaculate. Directing, you can tell, was great. The cinematography, this world that James Gunn is able to create anywhere he goes, it's like second to none to like Star Wars. In space, everything looked great. I mean, it was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's talk about a little bit of what I didn't like. Now, Guardians is known to have humor. And while a lot of the humor landed for me, there was some that didn't. And I think I really didn't care for Adam Warlock until the very last scene he was in. Well, I'm not going to say the last scene, second to the last scene. Because his character and all his powers completely reminded me of fucking Shazam. And y'all know how much I've hated both Shazam movies. And it's all because he's young, he's immature, and I'm someone who likes more darker comic movies versus lighthearted. Now, I do like lighthearted, but I like it to be mixed with more dark because you're dealing with evil, powerful characters. You can't be but so lighthearted when you're dealing with that. And I feel like Marvel has done one of the better jobs of mixing the two real good. I never have really liked the way I'm not going to say never like. I'm going to say in this movie, I didn't like how some of the jokes didn't land. Some of it was slapstick comedy that a lot of black folks ain't going to be into. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, on a life game scale, the number one thing that I use to let you know if the movie is good, did my 42-year-old ass fall asleep on a movie that's post 6:30 p.m.? Now, mind you, it started 6:30 in Denver time, which is really 8:30 my real time in North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even think about falling asleep. My ass was up, ready, and willing to watch this the whole entire time and enjoyed it. And so on a life game scale, ladies and gentlemen, instead of doing it on a 5, I'm going to give you 0 to 10 and say that this movie is a 7.5, 0 being horrible, 10 being best. This movie gets a 7.5, even though I didn't like some of the slapstick comedy. Overall, it sent a great message. Great elements came together. I enjoyed one thing they did great, each character had a whole lot of time. And it's hard to do that on an ensemble cast. It almost felt like, short of Rocket, they spent a lot of time with everybody else, including Nebula. So we got to the crux of Nebula and why she was so tight to Rocket. And Rocket gave her some new equipment that's making her ass bad as hell on this thing. So yeah, it gets a 7.5 for me. The budget for this movie was $250 million. It drops everywhere today, May 5th. Be sure to go check it out. And there are 2 credits. There is a mid-credit scene where you're going to see the new Guardians team with Rocket, fully grown granddaddy-ass Groot, Cosmo the dog, Cracklin, and Adam Warlock, ladies and gentlemen. And then you're going to have a post-credit scene where you're going to see Quill rekindling some time with his grandfather. And the overall narrative of the movie, we're going to be going forward with a new Guardians team. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. Post all your comments down below. I really enjoyed this movie. It's definitely a top 10 Marvel movie. And if I'm ranking my Guardians movies, I would say this is my number 2 favorite behind the very first Guardians. It's going to be hard to overcome that because we didn't know what to expect with the first Guardians, and it did so well. So I'm still a big fan of that one, but this is going to be number 2 for sure. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get that life game. Want to support a brother who's trying to make film and maybe get to a point where I've got my own kind of cinematic universe. My first one I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, Lesbophilia Film. It's not too late to make a donation. If you're in the LA area, come check a brother out when I come the first week of June. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you.